circuit, our first qualifying hour since the new technical directive applying to front wings.
Yeah, there's a lot of intrigue for many months about this session coming up. Technical directives meaning that they've clamped up how much the front wings can flex. So in the days of old, you'd have a front wing and at high speed, it flexes down, so you basically trim out a bit of front wing naturally, and it gives you a sort of understeer balance in the high speed, but at low speed you have a higher front wing angle, and it can give you a bit more front end. And it's a nice way to balance.
Very tight between Ferrari, Mercedes, and the Red Bull of only one car, Max Verstappen.
Yes, because Yuki Tsunoda not quite matching his teammate for pace. Vamos Carlos, plenty of those banners around. Vamos Fernando, there's a lot of those banners around. Fernando Alonso in his career so far in Formula One with 22 pole positions, the last of which came in Germany in 2012, 4,960 days, 96 days ago today. There is Max Verstappen, the one driver who's managed to snatch pole positions ahead of the McLarens so far this season. In Papaya, they have been looking strong. It's 3 pole positions for Max Verstappen. It is 3 pole positions for Oscar Piastri, and it's 3 so far for that man there, Lando Norris, who took pole in the opening race there. You know what it's like to race here, Nico. You can overtake on this track, but getting that grid position, that track position at the start is so crucial here, isn't it?
Yeah, to win on Sunday, qualifying is a big part of it. And that's why the drivers now are under huge pressure, because they know that pole position is going to be critical to get, especially for the 2 McLaren drivers. But it is still possible. If you have a really insane race pace, you can, especially with the heat out there. It's so damn hot. Track temperature, you mentioned it already, it's nearing 50 degrees Celsius. It's blazing hot out there. That means high tire wear, and high tire wear means that you can really still do something, make something in the race if you manage that properly.
So do you need
to Alright, okay, let's just check out the audio.
Keep enough juice for the rest of the lap,
real quickly.
Can you go hell for leather, as it were, from the outset?
That's always the question we ask ourselves on this track, even on one flying lap, whether it's better to be a little bit away from the maximum attack limit in that first sector, because otherwise, if you go maximum attack in the first sector, by the time you get to the last sector, the rear tires are cooked, and you really do lose time. The problem is, when you're pedal to the metal, if you start to try and stay away from the limit, you lose so much time that you can't make it up in the last sector. So usually you just have to go maximum attack and hope and pray that the tires don't overheat too much by the end of the lap.
What are they waiting for in the garages? We've got a few cars out on the track: Stroll, Colapinto, Ocon and Bev. And what are the rest waiting for? Cloud cover? Ain't coming.
Well, the rest don't need to do as many push laps out there because they have the pace in hand. So they're just being patient and waiting for the track to ramp up and for the others to clean the track for them. Because of course there's a bit of marbles out there now from the previous running.
Yes, we've had the F2 race, the sprint race, and what a fantastic race that was too. The crowd here have flocked to the circuit. There is not much shade out there at all. Obviously there is a bit in the garages. There's Lewis Hamilton. Now we saw him struggling on the downshifts right at the end of FP3. To my knowledge, they've not had to change the gearbox. They found the issue, and I've been commentary box is right opposite the Ferrari garage, so I've been looking into it for the last 45 minutes or so, and it's not like there's been frantic work going on. So that is good news for the 6-time
I think
here in Barcelona.
I've seen quite a lot of stuff saying from the new regs with the flexi front wing restrictions, you're not being able to have as much. Ferrari is meant to benefit, it's predicted to benefit the most, have it. McLaren is meant to get hurt the most, but still not hurt that much because they still have other areas that are quite strong in the car. So it shouldn't really matter. I don't think it'll bring too much. I think it will just bring the field a little bit closer. I just think it won't be. Well, McLaren won't just fly away with it as much. But honestly, it's already been quite close this year. Although I think at the end of FP3, I'm pretty sure what's it called? McLaren did it went Piastri, then Norris, and Piastri was like, and Norris was still 7/10 in front. So it's one of those things where like they're still so strong.
like out of nowhere sometimes, like even Ocon now in Monaco. So let's not write them off just yet.
Started 8th, finished 7th in Monaco, did Esteban Ocon, the highest ever finish for Haas in the Principality. And here he is at turn 12, where I mentioned there's that strong breeze. And when you head to the highest part of this track, it really does blow you towards the outer left-hand side, as Liam Lawson, amongst others, found out in practice earlier. Ocon goes 1:14.0 behind Franco.
That should be fine.
Qualifying session for Alpine, and Ollie Bearman slots in 3/10 behind his teammate Esteban Ocon. Now,
Bestie.
the Williams of Alex Albon. What a season it's been for Alex Albon and for Williams so far, but this is not a track that your old team, Nico, has done very well at in recent years.
No, you're right, and their boss, James Vowles, also admitted this morning that they're just struggling aerodynamically with these long corners, but it's something they expected because they developed the aerodynamics purposely for all other type of corners, for all the other tracks around.
I've actually predicted them to not. I think I predicted Albon P10 so far.
They expected to struggle a little bit.
It's Joel the fastest time.
Q1 in the last 7 races here was George Russell, Mr. Saturday for Williams back in 2021, and their last top 10 start in Spain, Felipe Massa in 2017.
George Russell,
Rest. Tell the lads I am live.
Your favourite?
He's been so on it this year, especially in qualifying. He's done such a great job. He's always putting in that perfect lap at the end, so he can definitely be P3 today in front of Verstappen and Leclerc. Had that mechanical power unit issue in Monaco, the first time in any format this season that he failed to qualify inside the top 5. 2 teammates that need to beat their respective teammate this weekend, Lance Stroll and Yuki Tsunoda, who we just saw coming down the pit lane, the only drivers.
Look at that, everyone's coming out. Jesus.
At any stage in the Grand Prix qualifying session, so Fernando Alonso and Max.
I predicted Norris and Pole, Piastri P2, where they may actually get my official predictions. These are rough because I haven't actually seen that much from qualies, so I doubt they're going to be that accurate.
So far in 2025, patiently we've waited, and now we get to see some cars out on the track. Now it starts to get exciting because we're going to finally see the true pace of everybody. Well, we are when they've stopped trundling around, because they are having to go so slowly on their outlaps this weekend. Yeah, that's all about managing tire temperatures.
Oh, okay, no more shit saved. So I actually don't know.
Perfect on the front and on the rear as you're starting the lap, and you want it to be a little bit cold, both on the front and the rear. Going turn 1.
Check if Arrow's doing.
And then it will always end up too hot at the end of the lap.
Turn 1 a bit of a Yahoo moment then. It's like, you know, just survive it.
Yes, especially the braking. Because you're going in there slamming those brakes so hard, and you're praying that even though the tires are a bit on the cold side, you'll manage to get round in one piece.
Once you're through that, the other 13 are an absolute doddle, or not, as the case may be. Big round of applause for Carlos Sainz then, as he makes his way past the home faithful, a man with a 100% point scoring record in 10 Spanish Grand Prix.
Surprising, the crowd is very mixed. It's not like you see only green caps for Alonso or only blue caps for Sainz. There's a lot of McLaren there and everything, so quite a mixed crowd.
It used to be blue and yellow for Oviedo here, didn't it? Once upon a time when Fernando Alonso was getting pole positions here at his home Grand Prix 2006. Was a stunning pole position for him that particular afternoon. Hulkenberg is on his way in the Sauber. And we can head down to Ant at the Skypad.
Yeah, Crofty, you're just talking about tyre temperatures and the outlap. So Colapinto's engineers been on to him saying that we've had no issues with the tyres here. So just a standard outlap will suffice. So they're not having to push extra hard at any point on the lap. The tyres are there for them, of course, in these hot temperatures down into turn 1.
Yeah, 47.8 degrees current track temperature.
That, if I may say, sounds like an imperfect approach. They should be more attentive to some details there, because you can certainly work on getting those tyres in the perfect temperature range every time you start a lap.
1:13.4 for Nico Hülkenberg, ahead of Lance Stroll by a couple of tenths, setting purple sector times. Kimi Antonelli in the
The
first
racing
sector,
line is just so
Lawson
obvious.
in the middle sector, as you say, Nico. Starting to get a bit exciting now as we've got every driver bar Lance Stroll on the track. Yuki Tsunoda only fourth fastest, and behind Albon, Stroll and Hülkenberg in the Sauber as we continue to ride on board with Carlos Sainz. Lando Norris has just gone through the first sector with a 21.4. Liam Lawson goes fastest by 17 milliseconds, and there's Kimi Antonelli with a purple middle sector, putting some decent lap times together. Sainz goes third fastest, and ahead of his teammate Alex Albon, who was out qualified by Monaco for the first time in 5 races. All eyes now to Lando Norris behind Kimi Antonelli, because Norris is really setting a blistering pace out there. Antonelli goes
Not going to fucking copyright straight, am I?
Norris is about to
Don't fucking know.
unless he's had a really bad final sector, and it doesn't look like that to me. Norris crosses the line, half a second clear of the Mercedes.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great benchmark from Lando Norris there. Again, showing that pace of that McLaren. Let's see how George Russell now compares to Antonelli. He's been 2.5 tenths up on him all weekend. Coming across the line now. Wow, you see, I told you, he is fast. He is absolutely rapid, George.
He certainly was. Check the floor, says Yuki Tsunoda. I wonder if he's gone a bit too wide.
I don't know where Ollie is, but tomorrow we're doing it with Ollie and Arrow.
4/100ths of a second,
The whole race.
Only 400ths of a second is quicker through the first 2 sectors here.
Ooh, very poor rear there.
Okay, fucking Russell is flying and all in his fucking shitbox. I mean, it's still quite a shitbox to one of the most competitive cars on the grid. But
Sorry to butt in, Nico, as Piastri crosses the line, still goes quicker, 2.5 tenths up on Norris.
Yep, that's again a tough start for Lando there. Again, he's quite substantially behind. It's not the way you want to start qualifying.
Alex Albon goes.
I mean, Norris is going to be fine into Q2 and Q3, like he's still second fastest, but compared to his teammate at this rate, he's going to get fucking done in over the rates.
You want a bit of a confidence builder as these sessions go on. Alonso's first flying lap takes him 5th fastest.
Yep, Alonso, I was out on track yesterday in turn 7, and Alonso's car looked really hooked up. Like, he felt confident, he was pushing, it looked really good, and he's continuing that form really today by the looks of things.
Well, if that's the case, your reaction to Lewis Hamilton with a slower lap to Fernando Alonso, and then Charles going a couple of tenths quicker.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis
Fucking hell, season.
been on the back foot all weekend. That Ferrari looked like a handful out there yesterday. More understeer, more snap oversteer than anybody else. Yeah.
Take us through this one. Max Verstappen towards turn 7.
So only a green sector 1, so the McLarens are up on him. And there, Max has been driving magically this weekend. I mean, that car is
Oh, fuck me, bro.
and he's just like balancing it so beautifully with a tiny bit of oversteer, without any snaps and without going rally style. It's been incredible to watch. Let's see how he finishes this lap. Again, no purple sector for Max, so it looks like, I don't know if yeah, it looks like he's gonna be perhaps in the George Russell region. Let's see where he ends up.
21.6 and a 29.1 for his 2 sector times, and a 21.9 for the final sector takes him ahead of Lando Norris by 1/1000th of a second.
Right, I've got distracted, I want to be honest.
Verstappen and Norris had identical
But
times yesterday in FP2.
let's keep this up until it loads, at least.
They carried that one on today and have got very close indeed. Couldn't get closer.
Yeah, you're right. So the early running here is a bit of a surprise to us. We would have thought McLaren would be further away from the rest. But
well, the outlier to me is Alex Albon, who's put together a super lap to go 6th fastest overall.
Yeah, the tyre smoke is a fucking shit, bruv. Okay, I'm not going to sign in everything right now. Okay, I'll do that later.
Put himself into the top 10. Might have used a couple of sets of tyres already to do that. Sky Race Control for us in qualifying is Bernie Collins. Hi, Bernie.
You read my mind, Crofty. The 2 Haas cars have done 2 sets already, along with Stroll. Albon has used set again. So there's a few drivers out there that I think are going for 3 runs of 3 sets of soft tyres, which is very aggressive in Q1. But for Haas in particular, maybe enough to cause an upset and get them into the Q2 session and a bit more qualifying performance. So Haas, Stroll, Colapinto, they're the ones to watch that I think are going to go 3 sets of new soft tyres in this session.
And for those that aren't with us for qualifying very often or at all, Why would you not want to use that many tyres normally? How many sets are they limited to?
So the majority of teams at this stage have 5 sets of soft tyres for the entire qualifying session. So if you use 3 in Q1, you've only got 2 more sets. One of those has to be saved by regulation for Q3, and then you've got 1 set for Q2. So it leaves you in a very fragile position in Q2, but the first thing you need to do in qualifying is get out of Q1, and it is so tight. We've often seen even the front runners, even McLaren, doing 2 sets of new tyres in Q1 because Q2 is actually easier for them to get through, less traffic on track, easier to do their gap, easier to do the outlap as they wish. So that's why teams throw a little bit more at it, because the Q1 is so competitive.
Thanks ever so much, Bernie. Lando Norris, Nico, coming out with McLaren in the 112s. There's only 1.4 seconds separating the top 20. So is it the 20, I should say. That why he's got to come out and do another lap?
Are we sure those were new tires now he's coming out with? Because they look like used tires to me, yeah?
They're used. I didn't say they were new.
No, okay, sorry. That was just my question. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, just to be safe. It's just in case the track ramps up massively, because then even with a used tire, he would still be able to go faster than his time. So it's just in case of that. Or you can also just try something. Put in more front wing and see how it goes, see how it feels. It's your opportunity to try something.
Right, I say let's just fucking run this.
Is he allowed to push in from there?
To fucking flip this bitch round.
See him a little bit further forward than Alex Albon. This is Williams doing this because they know that certainly with Carlos Sainz they've got to get a really good lap in here, and they can't afford to be stuck in the queue. Are you allowed to push your way out like that? It's not very British, is it?
A little bit dodgy face cam, but let's just run it.
Use the grey area as much as possible, right?
Pull away, no problem.
So that's why the queue's not going anywhere at the moment, and this could be really bad news, as Williams have decided if he's got a problem, then Carlos Sainz is allowed
Just fuck it, just go.
In the pit lane. I would imagine that's what the regulations say. If a car has got a problem, then you can do that undertake on the right-hand side. Otherwise, you have to wait the queue. He's getting going a bit. Is Colin Pinto. Lewis Hamilton's now going to bypass him.
See, so I know there's a problem. Don't actually know what's wrong with his car though.
And the rest, but this is very bad news for Franco Colapinto, who's currently 11th fastest. But
and I don't think he can even. The mechanics can't run out and grab him, so like I think he has to go round and do a whole lap to come back in.
Yeah, that's a potential heartbreak for him, because actually he's done a phenomenal job so far. He's really on the pace of Gasly and ahead of him for the first time, which is exactly what Flavio Briatore wants to see of him, in order for him to...
But again, in a situation like this, if it comes down to talk about it for a seat, I don't think it'll be held on him that much. It will very much be like, well, the car just fucking broke, otherwise he would have done a lot better, and then in the race, he more chance of gaining positions over anything. So just straight up points-wise, it'll be shit if they just look at his stats, but if they look why his stats are in a certain way, then he'll actually probably get more out of it.
I'm seeing down there, Lance Stroll is one of them that's just coming out. Colapinto is still there. Less than 2 minutes to go. That could be touch and go for a few, and they might have to push, if they do get out, a lot harder than they would want to do. We're watching.
You're going to hit the line with overheating tyres.
He swings his car through turn 7. The Sauber of Hulkenberg goes 8th fastest. Is that 1:13.1 going to be good enough? Portoletto, who's out-qualified Hulkenberg 3 times this season, goes ahead of his teammate.
Are they going to get into Q2?
The track is ramping up a lot, so big pressure.
Don't know, a lot of people still haven't set their time, so.
And everybody is out on the track, bar Verstappen and Russell. Colapinto, I think, has just pulled to one side.
And today he's cooking one. He's cooking up a lap. And purple set to 2, green set to 1. So he's flying through now up to P5 from that. Sainz has gone green, that's set to 1.
As Nico says, the track ramping up. Isaac Hadger goes 10th fastest ahead of
Sainz just got a little toe off one of McLaren. No, Sainz got a toe off the Red Bull.
Who's got a personal best in the middle sector. We're watching Carlos Sainz out on the track. Gasly crosses the line, goes 9th fastest. And all the while, this is pushing Colapinto.
Okay, he's currently up by 2 tenths, which is not enough to get into Q3, I believe, if he just matches his set to 3. So he needs to really get a good set to 3 here.
He needs to get himself himself out of the bottom 5, along with Sonoda and Ocon and Lawson.
I don't know if a Q3's in the books room though.
Done a personal best through the first sector. Here comes Carlos Sainz. Is he out of Q1?
Just about. He might not make it, especially two more people. Lawson on a lap. Lawson is improving by 3 tenths right now, which will set him to either match Sainz or beat him if he continues at the current pace.
He's in the bottom 5. Mechanical problems giving him another Q1 exit. Lewis Hamilton.
Fucking Renault engine, bro.
And that pushes Behrman down towards the bottom 5 as well. Lawson crosses the line into the top 7. You can see the checkered flag waving. If you've started a lap, you can complete it. And he didn't get to start a final lap, Franco Colapinto, which is a real shame.
That's just unlucky.
For him. Lawson was the first driver to take the flag, so the rest all got out of the pit lane and managed to start. Sonoda, personal best middle sector. Ocon, personal best in the 2 sectors. Personal best for Stroll as well. And for Ollie Behrman. To the line with Esteban Ocon we go. He's safe.
He's only improved it by 2 thousandths. Ocon. It is currently is enough. Okay, the Ocon's been pushed out. Sonoda went green. Stroll's went green. P20, P19, they both need to improve here an awful lot to get out. Both need to. Sonoda needs to improve by 6 whole attempts. I don't know where he's going to end up. No, Sonoda's fucking binned it. Is Stroll going to manage? And Stroll's gone out. Stroll has managed to pull that Aston Martin over the line. So Max puts the Red Bull P2. Sonoda puts the P20. Fucking in the bin, bro. In the bin.
Big disappointment here, though. Carlos Sainz out in Q1.
Yeah, that's so tough. It's his home Grand Prix, and he's out in Q1 and 18th with Albon in P9. Albon, who's been, dominating a little bit the team internal battle for the season. This is really a tough one for Sainz, and even more for Tsunoda. Look, Verstappen is in the fight for top 2 position, and Tsunoda is dead last with the Red Bull.
Well, quite a bit as well.
Can you believe it? And who can explain that to me? That nobody can deal with this second Red Bull car.
It's not the first time this season the second Red Bull has been that far down. Don't forget, pit lane starts in the first 2 races for Liam Lawson. But for Yuki Tsunoda, that is a very disappointing qualifying. Started in the pit lane in Imola. He might well do that again this weekend. That's his worst
in the bin, bro.
Performance. So he's out. Franco Colapinto is out, and that pit lane incident has been noted by race control. Carlos Sainz will have his worst ever Spanish Grand Prix starting position of P18. Esteban Ocon in the bottom 5. Nico Hülkenberg joins them. They're all out. Piastri fastest.
Piastri might honestly be in pole. I think I got that one wrong. But it showed that he was more likely to be in pole anyway, but I was just being optimistic. I was being optimistic. Oh, fucking words, bro. Optimistic for Norris's championship.
Just come straight to your house. But how's it going with the chairman?
Good shot, Sir Rupert.
Big news, he's confirmed profits are up again.
You know, Nationwide have shared their profits with over 4 million of their members.
We can't compete with that.
But shouldn't we try and do something similar?
Shareholders are the beating heart of this bank. Wedge me. What's the matter? Lost your balls?
This year, we're giving £100 to every eligible member through our fairer share payment. Nationwide, a good way to bank.
Honestly, not much. Sonoda in the bin. Shame Science didn't make it through. I reckon Colapinto could have made it. Last corner was fucking terrifying in this track. Albon sounded fucking heartbroken. He sounds so sad. So, the car has very little grip. I wonder if that's the setup that on this individual time, or if it's the actual car, just in total. Right, let's start back on commentary.
Carrying on where McLaren have left off in all three practice sessions, who had the fastest time, and where Alex Albon is out there. But it seems Fernando Alonso is in more of a hurry to get on with things than Alex is.
Yeah, but Fernando, I mean, if you compare him to Stroll, there's quite a big gap there this weekend, and Fernando seems to be really comfortable, and yeah, he's flying out there at the moment with the car that he has, of course, with his limitations.
Is he just stuck the tube in his helmet?
Person who really needs to be careful. He's definitely under threat of not making it into the top 10 here at the moment, with the way it's going out there.
Lewis Hamilton, who of course has suffered some disappointing qualifying sessions, not least in the last two races where he's qualified 12th. Bernie Collins at Sky Race Control.
Yeah, Crofty, just to pick up a little bit, I think Albon there, the discussion is about the tyre temperature. So that's the set he's just run in Q1, didn't finish the lap on it. Waiting at the end of the pit lane allows everything to cool down nicely. They're obviously thinking that'll work better for a tyre that they've just come off a run on. So that's potentially the issue there. The other thing to highlight is Tsunoda didn't do the 3 runs in Q1. Could his lap have been better if he'd gone through? Someone who did do the 3 runs, Behrman, into this session. But I think with no new sets of soft available for this session, because Haas only came into the session with 4. So I think Behrman's going to end up doing multiple runs on used sets. So that is going to be a tricky section for him.
Thanks ever so much indeed, Bernie. Right, we are on board, going down into turn 1. Hold tight with Alex Albon. Nico Rosberg take us through the lap.
Here we go, perfect turn 1 on those cold tires. Now flat out through here, minimum steering angle. Wow, that was not good. That nervousness took speed off the car.
He had a slight snap there, like very little.
Very late braking, deep braking. Wow, a lot of oversteer going in there again.
See, Albon has currently gone purple sets of 1. I don't know if that's in this session or overall.
Use the maximum amount of the track there, awesome. And now here, careful with the oversteer on the entry, perfect. A little bit of that was quite good. A little bit nervous on the rear. Now here, let's see if he stays flat. Nope, he lifts a little bit. Some guys will be able to stay up flat, so you lift a little bit.
I think the highest up cars will be able to take that turn flat out. But
careful not to run outside of the white line here. Now bring it back to the left, so you get a wide entry here. Carry the speed and brake lightly. Find the apex. Wow, he missed the apex completely. He was miles off. Use the maximum amount of the track there. Now full gas, full speed, and minimum steering and open, like minimum steering to carry the speed there. Yeah.
Busy lap.
Yeah, busy lap. Didn't look too fantastic, but can still be fast because he's been going well so far.
Fair to say, all the time you're busy, you're losing time.
Yeah, well, not always, but usually, yes, you'll lose a bit of time when you're oversteering and snapping too much, and you're overheating the tires also, and then you lose in subsequent corners.
Ollie Bearman crosses the line, half a second down on Alex Albon. Ollie Bearman, who his average starting position this year 17.5, because he's been slowest qualifier at least a couple of times, but when he gets it right, he gets it right. He certainly got it right in F2 here last year, one from pole.
The race just had a lot of mistakes.
He has gone well at in the past. One Red Bull out in Yuki Tsunoda. Liam Lawson was slowest in Q1 for Red Bull at the Chinese Grand Prix. So that's the second time this year we've had a Red Bull as the slowest car. There's one remaining, and it's Max Verstappen, who's just making his way around to the final corner now before starting a lap. And it'd be nice to ride on board with Max, so we can get a comparison maybe with that Alex Albon lap that we've just seen. Here he comes. So Nico, how less busy will this one be?
Here we go. Now brake later than you've ever done before on the weekend, and find
that looked fluent.
which he did, and then full on the power through that.
He is following that line. Again, we can't see the individual steering inputs, so like Max Verstappen I'm talking about.
See how he gets on here. Again, brake as deep as you've ever done this weekend. Perfect hitting the apex there. Use the maximum amount of track on the outside there. Brake balance rearwards a little bit because the track drops away. Wow, stunningly hit the apex there. Great run out. Looking very nice so far this lap.
I don't know, it's a bit like track limits to me, but honestly, this is why I'm not sure. So
he's just all weekend. He's been doing such an incredible job with this car. He dials out the understeer, which puts a massive oversteer in the car, and then he's just beautifully dancing that oversteer like within a tiny window, never going over. It's really something incredible to watch from the outside.
Max Verstappen and Gabriel Bortoleto, big gamers and sim racers and very good friends in the sim scene and here in Formula 1 as well, have matched each other in the first
Gabby going purple.
21.6. Verstappen crosses the line, will go quickest by a big margin to
insane seeds. You know what? Gabriel Bortoleto only 2/10 off of pole right now. Very good. When purple set to 1, green set to 2. But, okay, Norris just beat his set to 1 by a fucking 10th, but you know. Him even getting the Sauber kind of close is insane in my opinion. And Gabby was less OP too, mate. Insane fucking scenes. He ended up 7/10 off of Max, but all things considered, with this Sauber, that's pretty fucking good. Pretty sure I'd lap that.
Last year, one of 7 11th places for him during the course of last season. Just got to be the unluckiest position to finish in, surely just one place outside the points. Norris, brilliant middle sector. Gasly goes second fastest. Hadjar now third fastest. And here comes Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc with a good first sector. And Lewis Hamilton going fastest overall in that first sector. Norris crosses the line now, goes quickest by 3/10 of a
Norris
second.
on pole, mate. Not provisional pole, but you know.
11s, I'm sure, in a minute. A 1:12.1 from Lewis Hamilton was the fastest time in Q2 last year, and Oscar Piastri now going quickest overall in the first sector.
If I can get that right. I heard it said fucking 12.9 was last year's record.
Max Verstappen, who'll be coming into the pits in a moment. Just behind him on the track, here comes Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. What have they got as he powers his way? DRS open down the main straight, only third fastest and about half a second off the pace. Hamilton has had a better middle sector than his teammate, a couple of tenths up. It's his dad's birthday today. Happy birthday, Anthony.
That's gonna be fucking wrong.
Third fastest is the sort of present I'm sure that Anthony would like to see, and his son hopefully through to Q3.
Okay, saying that
Piastri goes quickest overall.
without the that's without the chicane. Wait, I don't fucking know. It's saying it's a 16.3, but
Lewis is back. Lewis is back in the groove,
which I just don't fucking believe.
Maybe he can also be in the hunt for even a P3. It's very tight out there.
George Russell goes fourth fastest. First time Lewis Hamilton has ever gone qualifying on his dad's birthday. We've never had a Saturday where we've gone racing on May the 31st.
Is that even possible with 365 races under your belt?
Tell me about it. It is the first time ever. It's a race we normally have off, isn't it? A day we normally have off. But no, today it's qualifying day. And Lewis Hamilton, a man here who has gone very nicely in the past. 6 previous pole positions and 9 consecutive front row starts between 2013 and 2021. But front row lockout seems pretty assured at the moment, as long as they don't make any mistakes for Piastri and Norris.
In McLaren's a bloody flyer, mate. That flexi front wing ain't really changed much with them.
68 hundredths of a second between them. That's lower than the...
See, with the Williams, I don't know if they were actively using the flexi front wing massively to their advantage, and that's why they were so much faster. I really hope not, because I just if them changing this reg just only benefited bigger teams and just fucked over the lower teams, that's just rubbish, and they're not going to be able to see their back.
Dark clouds in the distance over 13. Copy that.
So it might rain end of Q3.
That's not, I don't think, where the weather is coming from necessarily.
That looks like 5 hours away.
Well, yeah, I can see them in the distance, but unless the rain is building up there, and the forecast is no rain for this qualifying session, it's not where the clouds are being blown to, or I should say, it's not where the clouds are coming from, so it shouldn't hit the track.
I'm happy to give me a tow if needed.
Wow, that's very gentlemanlike.
Is that George thinking he's safely through?
What a comment. Looks like it, yeah. That's a very nice comment to make.
Well, it's worth doing, isn't it? If he thinks he's safely through, and Mercedes think he's safely through, Kimi's on the cusp.
It's a very confident comment to make, also.
You see, I reckon Russell was safely through. Like McLaren's probably don't need to go back out.
Kimi is not a threat to me, so I want to help him. Super confident comment to make. Very nice to hear.
Well, after we had neither Mercedes into Q3 in Monaco for only the second time, I think, since the start of 2012.
Bortoleto P3 at the rookie, so.
Answer will be affirmative, George. Thank you very much. That means, though, if it's a 1:12.4 for George Russell, Bernie Collins at Sky Race Control, if he thinks he's safely through, what do we think the cut-off is going to be for this one?
I think the improvement this Crofty should be something in the region of 2 or 3 tenths. If you look at P10 now, you're probably looking at a 12.6 would be safe. The question mark on that is Albon, Stroll and Beerman right at the back of the group. They were unused sets, so there's maybe 3 tenths of track improvement and then 2 or 3 tenths for the new tyre as well that they could potentially run. So maybe a 12.5, 12.4 I would feel really confident. So I think Mark will put him out there on a new set and decide maybe has people progressed through the session. Just quickly on George's comment, the rain's 45 clicks away, Crofty, so I think it's post this session, but they're big rain towards the hills of Andorra and the ski regions up there.
Which I'm sure you know very well.
I know very well, Crofty, yeah.
Being a keen skier. I mean, that does look, you know, darker than it is over Bill's mother's. You know, if you come from Lancashire.
I don't know anything about Bill's mother.
It's a phrase to describe, you know, where the rain is. I mean, that is pretty bleak, but that's not where the weather's coming from, is it?
It is moving this direction, but I don't think it's going to affect the circuit for the session.
Rain expert, Bernie Collins. Nico, she is an absolute expert. She studies rain radars for fun.
A lifetime in Ireland has not been lost.
Very impressive.
Oh, it certainly is. Thank you, Bernie.
This battle to get into the top 10 is very, very tight, and it will be very interesting to see who can...
So 12.5 is they predict the cut-off, so at this rate, Fernando Alonso will be pushed out.
Gabriel Bortoleto, less than a tenth away. And a driver
so
made it into Q3.
The Ferraris will be on the cusp, but they'll make it through most likely. At the just saying, like, literally at their current, if they didn't go for other laps. Russell is tight though. Russell can't be sure.
If he makes a mistake in this lap now that he's going to do, he's going to be out most likely.
I'm surprised on his confidence.
The pressure is on in a big way, because your weekend will be very bad if you drop out of Q2. So it's mentally very tough now to prep this lap and really stay focused and deliver that perfect lap.
So he's right on that knockout time currently. Guess who's not out on the track? Kimi Antonelli is. Guess who isn't out on the track?
George Russell.
Correct. So there'll be no tow going on there.
Yep.
Unless Kimi's doing 2 preparation laps, which he's just about got time for, but leaving it a little bit late, maybe.
Here we go. First guy to go for it, Lance Stroll.
Okay, he's going a little bit early, but
knockouts in a Formula 1 career by a driver, 78 by them, has got himself into Q2 here and popped up right at the end with a storming lap in Q1. Can he replicate that and make it a second Q3 appearance of the season? We'll find out in a moment when we start to see some sector times. Antonelli is up on Stroll by about a tenth of a second, but neither of them setting a particularly blistering pace through that first sector.
Yeah, Antonelli not even a personal best.
So maybe
Stroll. Yeah, they say the lap lad.
Look at this, Lawrence Stroll is 9,000ths safe at the moment. Big oversteer there. That cost him a lot of time. He was oversteering all the way on the exit there as well.
Oh no, wait, is that to Hajar? Oh, I think that's quicker than Hajar. Okay, no, mate. No, that was it with himself. It's very tight in the bottom 5 right now. Albon's cooking up a storm. Will this be enough though? Bortoletto's cooking up 1-0, and Bortoletto's already got quite a good lap and he's improving on it even more. Is he going to be the first Sauber Q3? Okay, Albon gone 10th, but I don't think that'll be enough though. He's getting pushed out. Well, honestly, Bortoletto in the Saubers. Oh, fuck, that's a fucking P11.
Doesn't make it into Q3. Isaac Hadjar's been bumped down into this bottom 5. Man who qualified 6th.
Hadjar's gone green, so he is improving his time. I just don't know if he'll actually get it. Oh, he's cooked that. Bloody cooked it. He has.
This Isaac Hadjar always delivers. That pace on one lap is awesome. Let's see what Lawson can do now. Well, Lawson's on a decent lap here. This could be 2 racing bulls in the top 10 as he crosses the line.
P13.
Lost a bit of time in that final sector, only P13, which leaves Ollie Behrman last of the drivers, getting perhaps the best track conditions here to put in a lap to get himself.
Behrman is not doing good here.
Yeah, but he's out. He's out. He's already 4/10 down on Gasly. It's over. He's on a used set of tyres, and that's probably.
Why is he on a used when he's not? When he probably was going to get, it was going to be a fight to get through. You can see the wear, like he just doesn't have the grip. 7/10 slower.
And that means Pierre Gasly, despite not the best,
Not what he needed. Not what he needed.
Hang on, Behrman out in qualifying here, slowest of the
Right,
drivers in Q2, joined by Stroll and Lawson, Bortoletto and Albon. But once again, it's McLaren fastest, 1 and 2.
Yeah, McLaren's pace is, they're confirming their dominance here this weekend, even though the others are a little bit closer than we saw and expected maybe after FP3.
So for Liam Lawson, despite a personal best lap time, it is a Q2 exit for him on his F1 debut here in Barcelona. And we could just have a little look at Alex Albon and what might have cost him on his lap.
You get the air turbulence there from that slow car in front, and that just costs ever so slightly.
They were dirty.
Exactly.
They knew what they were doing.
No, they didn't.
Sector 3.
No, they didn't. They don't even see behind what's going on.
Well, that would have been Behrman preparing for his push lap. So he was on an out lap. Either way, Alex Albon was not overly impressed with that. He's out. Ollie Behrman's out. Bortoletto, Lawson and Stroll join them.
Audi sponsors Formula 1 on Sky Sports.
Summer's heating up with People's Postcode Lottery.
Oh my god!
Because in our June draws, you could win a share of £17.8 million.
I've just won the postcode lottery.
Oh,
Twice.
Could a big summertime win land in your postcode? Sign up before midnight tonight, and a share of £17.8 million could be yours. But only if your door is in the draw.
going for a break.
I want to break free.
Oh, hey, just the man I'm just going for a break.
God knows I want to break free. But life still goes on.
Right.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. On WhatsApp, your personal message.
Time for fucking Q3. I don't know, honestly. I've been looking at more, yeah, who's getting knocked out. I've not been looking really at too much. I know it's the McLarens, but I don't know who out of them. I think Piastri went fastest, Q1, don't know about Q2.
They're all
So.
on WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Not even us.
LV have always made it simple for me to get great value car insurance.
Right.
So I can get their cover from just £315.
Adverts, bro. Ooh, bleeding out.
I won't lose my no-claim discount.
Because insurance is simple when it's me and LV. Get your car insurance quote today. Go direct to lv.com.
Yeah, free advertisements.
Welcome back to Barcelona. He might be out in Q2.
Yeah, sorry. Double Goshi, how do we do for the used tire?
But Ollie Behrman couldn't do much more.
Great job this weekend. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Well done, everyone. We'll build up for tomorrow.
And P12 is Gabriel Bortoletto's career best qualifying. Anthony at the Skypad.
Oh, so bad they wouldn't do Q3.
I've got Albon here. Actually,
I'd rather get fucking Q3 than like put them in the McLarens win the championship.
Slow-mo. You see, he picks up a bit of understeer mid-corner, doesn't quite get to the red and white curve, but then it delays him getting on power on the exit of 7 and 8. Actually, I'm just going to run that in full speed so you can hear it properly. And you really should be on power. Remember, before qualifying, as I mentioned, this part of the track is so critical to get on power nice and early. So a lot of damage was already done, to be fair to Albon, earlier on in the lap. Liam Lawson through turn 12, a bit of a nightmare scenario where the car just wouldn't turn, waiting. And once he gets on power, it still won't turn and delays a long time getting on power, and that understeer kicking in for him. And then Kimi Antonelli, not 2 clips on him. So this on his best lap at the end. So we saw he went a yellow sector, sector 1. He uses a lot of the red and white curb on the entry and picks up understeer at the mid-corner, and then a snap just starts to happen on the exit, just there. And it delays him getting on power through turn 2. So that awkward balance of the car that it had there was really unwanted. And then in turn 10, he turns in very early into this one. Look at that, I haven't seen any other driver take that curb. And it forces understeer into the car very late in the corner. So it seems like he's still experimenting in a way of where to place the car on this tricky racetrack today. Back to you.
Not helped by a bit of breeze as well. Hot temperatures and drivers complaining of a lack of grip pretty much all weekend long.
Yeah. As I said yesterday, also I was standing in turn 7, and these cars look like a real handful out there. I mean, especially just the nervousness on the rear, that oversteer. They're always having to correct those snaps, except for Verstappen, who just magically avoids any snap. But everybody else is just really choppy on the steering wheel.
So, that leaves us with 10. 2 McLarens and a Red Bull, a Mercedes, 2 Ferraris, a Racing Bull, an Aston Martin, 2 Mercedes actually, and an Alpine. Bit of a mixed bag on that one. I've written down Piastri, Norris, Leclerc, Verstappen, Russell and Hamilton as my potentials that could be there for a pole position today. And I'm not going to change my mind for that. It's probably looking like a straight fight between Piastri and Norris.
I got a phone call from Big Ollie Bean. He is not here because he is doing shit with karts.
And then it looks like a very tight race for P3 on the grid today.
Don't forget, this time last year, Piastri went off on his final Q3 lap and qualified only 9th.
Oh, Mama is very nervous.
Yeah. Now that the celebrations from Monaco have died down a bit, and I did love the way that Lando dedicated that win to his mum and dad.
That's lovely, yeah.
It was fantastic.
That's a nice touch. Now you're like so adrenaline filled in that car. Everybody's looking at the data now that they have on the computer screens in front of them, the drivers, trying to learn those last little bits that maybe the teammate is doing better. There's always at least one corner where the teammate's doing better. And then you look at the speed trace, the brake, what kind of input is the driver giving, and then you remember it and you try and replicate it in this final couple of runs that you're doing.
Trundling down towards the end of the pit lane, Oscar Piastri wants to get out early on this particular lap. The pole position shootout for a race where the front row has dominated in the past. 31 wins out of 34 from the front row, and McLaren's last front row lockout here back in 1998. Mika Häkkinen and David Coulthard. Mercedes dominated in recent years, 9 consecutive poles, 7 front row lockouts on their way to winning every Spanish Grand Prix between 2014 and 2021, except 2016. You remember it well, I'm sure, Nico.
Yes, of course.
It's still painful, isn't it?
Very, very, very painful.
But the good times were certainly good on that one. Can Mercedes bring back the good times a bit? Can Max Verstappen get on the front row for what would be a 200th
I do not want him there.
start for Red Bull? And if he was on pole, a 44th for the team, tying Sebastian Vettel's record.
Incredible,
for Red Bull.
Incredible. But this is the moment also where Verstappen's lack of strong teammate or teammate that's close, it hurts him because he's not able to compare to anybody. He just has his own data, and that's it. Whereas everybody else is kind of pushing each other faster and faster and faster.
Max can't see where his teammate's going faster. Like, the car can go faster in that corner, he just needs to unlock it. So if it corners to him, he might be going as fast as the car can possibly go, or he might be nowhere near it and he just doesn't know.
The 5 that you listed as contenders for pole have 2 or more sets. So the 2 McLarens, Verstappen, Russell and Hamilton have 2 or more sets of new soft tyres. And the people that have only 1 set of new soft tyres, I think, are Antonelli, Leclerc, Hadjar, Alonso and Gasly. And there's a mixed bag out there. Gasly running used at the minute.
Wait, okay, there we go. Track record set in 2024, and it was Lando Norris. It's a 1:11.383. That makes they go. So an 11.383.
Crofty, you said to me we need to put more energy. So come on, Piastri is lighting up the fireworks.
Well, give me energy then, Nico Rosberg.
We're not even talking about
well,
this.
Give me energy then.
Here we go. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, Piastri's gone purple. I mean, okay, barely anyone set the fucking time, so Piastri would have gone purple.
Okay, nailed that corner. Absolutely looking good so far. You just see his confidence, and then flat out didn't lift through there. Incredible run through there, because all through the session, drivers were lifting ever so slightly. Now, braking as deep as ever, taking a bit wider entry than Antonelli did there, which is a more normal entry. And now let's see if the tires...
If Piastri's driving his car knowing that he can go fastest.
Like on rails, you see that? Not even a single movement. That was just beautiful.
Max Verstappen has matched Oscar Piastri in the first sector. Piastri to the line, 1:11.8. That's the target that they're all.
Has he just broken his track record? No, he hasn't. I think he's still a little bit off.
No, he didn't. He almost stopped on the track to avoid giving any kind of toe.
Just a fraction for about 10
even
meters.
a fraction.
Kimi Antonelli crosses the line with a 1:12.9. Here comes George Russell to the line now for Mercedes. Russell goes second fastest behind Oscar Piastri. What a
Still over 2 tenths off though. That's where it's just fucking insane.
Piastri hits the line now. Only third
Verstappen, it was a decent lap, but definitely could have been better. Norris gets trying to go in purple.
And Max Verstappen, not good in this run.
And Lando Norris, was it a toe or was it no? Still goes faster than Piastri through the first sector.
Oh, this is the one where he almost went off this morning, but he's built the confidence back up. He's looking really good. Wow, he's 1/1000ths ahead. It is so tight. Every tiny little thing matters now.
Right, it's fully down to sector 3 there. Actually, he's matching Piastri's time exactly right now, so... Yes, hello, Space Wizard.
Hamilton goes on to the second row. Lando Norris round the final corner, foot flat to the floor, crosses the line,
and it takes pole. Broken the world record. No, has he? Bro, I'm so lost. Is track record 3? I'm a fucking idiot, I'm going to be honest. I completely forgot.
Right in there. Meanwhile, he's left it a little bit late for his first run. Charles Leclerc is out on track and within touching distance through the first sector. Down towards turn 10 we go with Leclerc now. He's only a tenth off through the first 2/3 in this lap.
Not bad. That's very impressive.
Charles Leclerc, who was on pole here back in 2022.
I still don't understand why we didn't do what we discussed. 2 tenths. Too conservative. Too conservative.
2 tenths would have put him ahead, maybe, of the McLarens. Here comes Charles Leclerc.
Yes, I'm doing very good, Wizard. I honestly think, Wizard, if you jumped in that F1 car, you get pole first try. Piss easy. Piece of piss.
Currently losing out with Verstappen down in 5th fastest.
Yeah, that was quite disappointing from
Currently, Antonelli is so far off his teammate. I mean, not quite as badly as fucking Tsunoda was to Max, but don't know. Again, it's the earlier lap that might have just been like a more like he might have aborted that hot lap and then just came in or something like that. Like I don't actually know what it is. It might have just been wanting to get a time on the board, and he's not really caring that much.
I'm surprised that McLaren would have lined them up like that, really trying to purposefully give Lando a tow.
Watch for Lando opening close behind. Cheeky.
Okay, so it was Lando who cheekily sorted himself out like that to try and get himself in a perfect position.
I think that there was a little bit there. Not a lot.
You're right, I'll give it to you, because the tow already happened in the last corner.
Yeah.
Already there.
But I think that tiny little toe that Norris got, I think it just was all he needed just to push him over.
Had a better run out of the last corner, and that's going to be the difference. That's those 17 thousandths. It's there. So this is brilliant strategy from Lando to put himself in that position. But that's where these internal discussions and painful discussions can start. Because is it Lando's engineer maybe who put him into that position also? And that's not allowed.
But come on, it's what you should expect in a battle between anyone for a world championship.
I mean, we want to see that, of course, yeah.
Alonso's currently going slower, so.
Who's been going really well so far this weekend.
Yeah, while he's on track, his teammate Lance Stroll's been noted by race control for failing to follow the race director's instructions regarding driver weighing. When you're out of qualifying, you're to go straight to the scales, not drink anything, and get weighed, and then go back to your team after that. So they've noted him for.
Oh, Stroll didn't go to step on the scales.
Which might alter your weight. Is it because he didn't get weighed? Don't know. We'll follow that up in a little while. Back to the track action. Fernando Alonso.
It's a good lap so far. Oh, now he's starting to overheat those rears. You can see those rears starting to slide.
He's a little bit off the pace through the first couple of thirds of this lap. They're all watching him, cheering in the grandstands, and he goes 5th fastest. Now he's within half a second of Lando Norris. And
Well, that is a pretty good lap, all things considered. Honestly.
when he was putting that car second on the grid here,
I think he's proper top of that lap. Beat out Max Hamilton, Antonelli, and Gasly with that lap.
he was second on the grid.
Right, and then McLaren said he fucking collided coming out the pit lane.
Front row in his McLaren days as well, but he's just produced a bit of a lap there. That's an Alonso special, I think.
Yeah, Alonso's
You know, everyone's coming out.
so well all weekend. That was a spectacular lap. It was close to perfection. But unfortunately, he only has one set of news, so now everybody else is going to have a second go, and might still, a couple drivers might still jump in.
Lance Stroll's going to have to go and see the stewards now for that following, not following instructions about driver weighing. Bernie Collins, to you.
Yeah, I was just going to say Alonso there with a single run. Oh, team radio.
Oh, Stroll. Very good. Well done.
With the single run in the middle of that session, allowed him a nice clear track on the one new set of tyres he had left. We've seen that a few times from that team. It does work particularly.
Honestly, Alonso just ran out halfway through, and I don't think he even cares if he gets dropped back down to P10. He's just happy with his lap. He fucking took everything out of that car.
Had only one set of new tyres. Why didn't they use his used run to give Russell that lovely tow? 2 tenths would have made the difference in some positions at the end of this. So let's see how it plays out.
Alonso is the opposite of Lando Norris. He loves to celebrate himself. Did you hear that? What an amazing lap I did.
Well, last time he started in the top 5 here was 2013, which is when he last won.
Wow.
In Formula 1. 4,067 days ago. Sorry, 4,403 days ago on race day. Jupiter's done an orbit of the sun since Fernando Alonso last won. And it takes Jupiter 4,333 days to go around the sun.
Incredible that the generational talent of Alonso last won so long ago.
He's still going. And I tell you what, if he started 5th, he's going to be an absolute menace come the first corner. Right, Lando Norris is on track going through turn 10. Oscar Piastri is going through turn 9. So I wonder if at McLaren they've said, right, okay, you've got the advantage there, Lando. Because of that, we'll keep it fair, and you're just going to swap around a bit for these next laps, and you're not going to be behind Oscar to get a cheeky little toe.
Sure, usually that's pre-planned like that. And whilst we're just chit-chatting here, they are actually trying to maximize the preparation of the tires to have them in the perfect window here in temperature now.
Right, Lando's going for a sort of lap.
That's essential, that's crucial.
So here he goes then. Your provisional pole sitter is Lando Norris. Take us through, Nico.
Okay, perfect, nailed it. Oh, a bit nervous there, but I think, I don't know if he overcooked it there, but it definitely looked like he was pedal to the metal there. I think it was okay. Let's have a look at that first sector time. Yeah, brilliant first sector. Oh, he missed the apex. He was wide there. He missed the apex. I hope he didn't lose too much time there. Braking, okay. Wow, oh my god, he is really on the over the limit there. I mean, big snaps again there out of that corner. I hope he's not overdriving. It looks a bit like he's overdriving to me.
Either way, Piastri is matching him and is slightly better through that first sector.
Piastri is up. Piastri is up 11 thousandths so far. Lando, middle sector, no improvement.
So it's tight, and has Lando got anything left? As Charles Leclerc, 4th on the grid at the moment.
Okay, Norris went yellow sector 2, whereas Piastri is currently beating his time by 2 tenths. He went purple. This is Piastri's lap. It's just Piastri's going to get pole. Norris has improved, but nowhere near enough. Piastri's about to cross the line, and I reckon it's going to be for pole. Yeah, he's got pole by a whole 2 tenths. An entire 2 tenths, bruv. Yeah, Norris binned the lap. There is lots of time lost. And the Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton coming rounding the second to the penultimate corner, going around the final corner. He's currently up on his time. I think he'll get a P6. Oh no, he put it up into P3, better Kimi Antonelli. And Leclerc and Alonso didn't come back out. Verstappen's coming around currently off on his time, but he managed to bring it back sector 3 and pole sector 3. Only 3 times back. Right, will Russell place it in P4? Will beat out anyone? Yes, and he did. He managed to put it in P4. 3 tenths off the overall pace. But overall, when he's got the exact same time as Max Verstappen. So he could have started in the podium.
Oh, it looked to me in the head. It was in the head there at the end. Lando was overdriving from turn 1 onwards. You could see him snapping that car on the exit and just coming offline a little bit, just overcooking it on the way in, and on the exit just always coming offline a little bit.
Everyone done. You won, Oscar. Well done,
buddy.
Pole position.
Nice
work. Very nicely done.
He's just so solid, isn't he?
Quite some turnaround from last year, so well done, everyone. Good effort so far.
Everyone's coming back in the pit.
Some fun tomorrow. Thank you.
Wow, and Lando, it was throughout the whole lap. It was almost every corner that little bit overcooking it.
Okay, we're doing a watch along with Ollie Bean and Arrow tomorrow. Well, whenever the Grand Prix